Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatrupatam Ham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarine. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I'm a little bit late today. So we'll continue reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, and today's verse is verse number 11. So let us chant the verse. Devan bhava yatanena
Devan Bhavayatanena
te deva bhavayantu vaha
Deva Bhavayantu Vaha
parasparam bhavayantaha
Parasparam Bhavayantaha
shreyaha param avapsyata.
Shreha Param Avapsyata
Devan bhava yatatena
Devan Bhavayatanena
te deva bhavayantu vaha
Deva Bhavayantu Vaha
parasparam bhavayantaha
Parasparam Bhavayantaha
shreya param avapsyatha.
Shreya Param Avapsyata
Please chant the shloka.
Devan Bhavayatanena Deva Bhavayantu Vaha Parasparam Bhavayantaha Shreya Param Avapsyata.
So translation and purport. The demigods being pleased by sacrifice will also please you. Thus by cooperation between men and demigod, prosperity will reign for all. Purport. The demigods are empowered administrators of material affairs. The supply of air, light, water, and all other benedictions for maintaining the body and soul of every living entity is entrusted to the demigods, who are innumerable assistants in different parts of the body of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their pleasure and displeasures are dependent on the performance of yajna by human being. Some of the yajnas are meant to satisfy particular demigod, but even in so doing, Lord Vishnu is worshipped in all yajnas as chief beneficiary. It is stated also in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna himself is beneficiary of all kinds of yajnas. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Therefore, ultimate satisfaction of Yagyapati is the chief purpose of all yajna. When these yajnas are perfectly performed, naturally the demigods in charge of the different department of supply are pleased and there is no scarcity in the supply of natural products. Performance of yajnas has many side benefits, ultimately leading to liberation from material bondage. By performance of yajnas, all activities become purified, and it is stated in Vedas, Ahara Shuddha Sattva Shuddhi Sattvam Shuddha Dhruva. Smruti Smruti Lambe Sarva Granthinam Vipramoksha. By performance of yajna, one's eatables become sanctified, and by eating sanctified foodstuff, one's very existence becomes purified. By the purification of existence, finer tissues in the memory are sanctified, and when the memory is sanctified, one think of the path of liberation. And all this combined together lead to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present day of society. So here Krishna is continuing his teaching to Arjuna, and he is explaining about the sacrifice to be performed. So Krishna first explained Arjuna that he should work rather than uh, renouncing the work. And yesterday shloka we saw that Krishna told Arjuna that he should work as a sacrifice for Vishnu. And so, and then also he gave the history that when the generations were created, Prajapati or Brahma created the fourth order, like the human beings, and at that time he also created Yagya, which is a subtle system by which this material universe or this cosmos is maintained. So, for example, in a crude example, um, we in our house, right, we have electricity, we have water. So every month end we get the uh, bill or charges to be paid for the use of electricity. So once we pay the money, then the electricity is continued. Similarly for water and other things. But a small kid, he may not know that there is some payment is being done to keep it uh, continuously available. So for him, it may look like that this thing is automatically available, the light and water and everything. But there is a system, and a person who knows, who has the knowledge, he knows that there is a system of this uh, charging the amount and paying the amount and then continuing the supply. So similarly, this material world is there are so many natural resources that we are using, right? There's the light, the sunlight, air, water. So all these are um, arranged for living being, and we have to directly or indirectly pay for it. So what is this payment? This is yagya. This is the sacrifice that we do, and in return of that we get all these facilities or the natural utilities that we can use. So this system of sacrifice is for the betterment of the living beings. So if you want to, so in Shastra or Vedas, there are different sacrifices meant for different purposes, right? We see in many stories there are sacrifices for kingdom, money, wife, children. And there are also some sacrifices. We also see the different mantras by chanting. The Brahmins, the qualified Brahmins, by chanting different special mantras, they get the um, required necessary facility. We also see some examples that if the mantra is wrongly chanted, then the result is different. Right? So this is very powerful system of um, established to run the administration of this all the cosmos. And it's a subtle system, and we directly or indirectly pay for it, whatever sacrifice we do. So Arjuna being advised to do his prescribed dharma as a kshatriya dharma of fighting in the battlefield or in the war, that is his dharma. So he's doing his duty, right? We also do our duties, right? So to maintain our families and to maintain our bodies. So like to maintain our bodies, we take air, we do breathing. So it's said that during the breathing there are so many small germs that we take inside and they die. When we walk, when we move the body, our hands, so many small infinitesimal insects that become uh, suffer because of our actions. So in the Shastra, there are sacrifices, yagyas to be performed for all these um, sufferings that we give to the unknown living beings. So, in this way, the system is established to come out of this day to day or repeated um, activities. And when you start doing the yajna, then you become knowledgeable. And when you start getting the knowledge, you become purified. And then you think of the higher consciousness, and by that higher consciousness then we try to understand God and our relationship, and we try to go towards the God. So this is a system, complete science of yajna. And Krishna is explaining Arjuna that you should do yajna, and in the next several verses he will also explain how this yajna or sacrifice is done by different people. And as Srila Prabhupada mentioned yesterday's words, in this Kali Yuga, as we don't have this qualified Brahmins or qualified Yajna, or people who can do this powerful Yajnas, it's not possible to do all these fire sacrifices that will give us the results, or that will benefit us, or that will pay back the necessary tolls or the charges. So, in this Kali Yuga, what is advised is the best way is to chant the name of the God. So, God or Krishna, Vishnu has um, incarnated in form of name in the Kali Yuga, and just by chanting the name of the God, we will be doing the sacrifices. That's the uh, Yuga Dharma, or that is the sacrificed sacrifice which is um, established or recommended in the Kali Yuga. So what we when we chant the names, we use our mind, we use our tongue, we use our ear, we use our body. Uh, Everything is used. We use our time. So in this way, we sacrifice. So we discuss that sacrifice means a thing or a portion of our body or mind or senses that can be used for our own satisfaction, we use for worshipping Vishnu, that same time or same essence. So that is sacrifice. So in this Kali Yuga, it is advised to do the chanting of the holy names, and by which we perform all the necessary sacrifices, which will take care of our availability of the natural resources, and also our purification to go towards understanding of God and liberation. And we'll see from next verses how different sacrifices are done and what's the process of doing these different sacrifices. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Sorry for being a little bit late today to start. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for being patient and waiting. Any questions, points, or reflections? Anything, please? Anybody want to share? Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue seeing how this sacrifice and the cycle of sacrifice, the subtle structure established by Vishnu works. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so